Welcome to Tell Me More Stories Told Us podcast. Buckle up because we're about to embark on a really thrilling expedition into the life of a true icon, Gisele Bündchen.
Yeah, forget the usual stuff you read. We're digging deep today.
Exactly. Forget fleeting headlines. We're really getting into the captivating story behind the supermodel.
That's right. We've kind of sifted through a mountain of information, really, to bring you the most fascinating bits and connect them in, well, hopefully surprising ways.
Oh, definitely. Think of it as the Gisele Bündchen story, remixed and revealed just for you.
Get ready for some aha moments.
Absolutely. Prepare for some genuine aha moments as we trace the incredible journey of this Brazilian powerhouse, from her humble beginnings to global stardom and, well, everything beyond.
It's a story packed with unexpected turns, and it all started in a pretty small town in Brazil.
Indeed. Gisele Caroline Bündchen was born July 20th, 1980 in Horizontina, that's in Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil.
Right. And interestingly, her roots, they actually run deep in European soil. She's a sixth-generation German-Brazilian.
That heritage, it speaks to a pretty rich family history, doesn't it?
Yeah, her parents were Valdir Bündchen, he was a university professor, and Vanya Nonnenmacher, a banker. Sadly, Vanya passed away just this year, 2024.
Oh, that's right. And the family's connection to Horizontina is really significant. Gisele's grandfather, Valdir Bündchen, he was actually the mayor there once.
Imagine that the future queen of the runway has a mayoral ancestor.
Yeah, right. And Gisele wasn't navigating life alone. She grew up in a bustling Catholic household with five sisters.
Five sisters, Raquel, Graziella, her fraternal twin Patricia, Gabriela, and Rafaela.
6 girls. Talk about a dynamic family.
You can just picture the energy in that house. It's also intriguing that while her parents spoke German and she learned it in school, it's not really a language she speaks fluently anymore.
But she picked up others, right?
Oh yeah, she's quite the multilingual marvel, fluent in English, Italian, Spanish, and French, besides her native Portuguese, of course.
From a small Brazilian town to a real citizen of the world. Now, while we might imagine a future supermodel always dreaming of fashion, that wasn't really her first ambition, was it?
No, not at all. Volleyball was her passion. She actually aspired to be a volleyball player.
But then her mother made a decision.
Exactly. A seemingly small decision by her mother in 1993 turned out to be, well, a major turning point. Vanya enrolled Gisele and her sisters, Patricia and Gabriela, in a modeling course.
Why was that?
Apparently to boost their confidence and improve their posture.
Funny how life takes those unexpected swings, isn't it? And it was after this course, almost like a treat, that the sisters went on a trip.
That's the one. A trip that would serendipitously launch Gisele's career.
So where were they?
They went to various cities, including São Paulo, and it was in a shopping center there that Gisele was spotted by elite model management.
Just in a shopping mall.
Yep, one of those classic right place, right time moments that just changed everything.
Talk about a lucky shopping trip. And from that chance encounter, her entry into modeling was, well, surprisingly quick.
It really was. Soon after being discovered, she placed second in the Elite Model Look National Contest. It was called Look of the Year back then.
Okay.
By 1995, still quite young, she made the move to São Paulo to pursue modeling seriously.
And then New York.
Just a year later, in 1996, she debuted at New York Fashion Week. The global stage was, pretty much set.
But even for someone clearly destined for stardom, the path isn't always smooth. There were challenges early on, weren't there?
No, definitely. In 1997, she faced a really significant setback. She endured a staggering 42 rejections in London.
42, wow.
Yeah, it just underscores that even for those with, immense potential, breaking into that fiercely competitive industry demands incredible perseverance.
42 rejections. It really highlights her inner strength. But then things dramatically shifted in 98. That seems like a truly pivotal year.
Absolutely pivotal. In 1998, she suddenly landed campaigns with some of the biggest names: Missoni, Chloe, Dolce & Gabbana, Valentino, Gianfranco Ferré, Ralph Lauren, Versace.
Just like that, after all the rejections.
Pretty much, suddenly those early no's were firmly in the rearview mirror.
From facing constant rejection to becoming the face of Versace, that's an incredible turnaround. And in that same breakthrough year, she hit some major magazine covers.
She did. 1998 saw her on the cover of Vogue Paris, her first British Vogue cover, and also ID magazine, which gave her that memorable title, A Girl Called Gisele.
A Girl Called Gisele. I like that.
Yeah, the fashion world was clearly starting to take very serious notice.
And as her career gained momentum, she made a strategic decision about her agency, right?
Yeah, she did. Recognizing her growing needs, maybe her ambitions, Gisele signed with IMG Models in 1999. She felt it was a better fit than Elite.
And that move seemed to work out.
It proved instrumental, yeah. Propelled her to the next level.
It certainly did. That same year, 99, she landed her first U.S. Vogue cover. And the headline.
Oh, that headline, "The Return of the Sexy Model," was a powerful statement, and it resonated deeply within the industry and, beyond.
It really defined an era, didn't
It
it?
felt like it. And that wasn't her only Vogue appearance that year. She actually graced 3 Vogue covers in 99. One was a group shot with other iconic models.
A real gathering of fashion titans.
Eh.
And her impact was quickly getting noticed with awards, too.
Indeed. In 1999, she won the VH1 Vogue Model of the Year award. That solidified her status as the industry's brightest new star.
And there was that Uber model comment.
Right. New York Magazine editor Sally Singer, seeing her in 5 major campaigns at just 18, called her an Uber model. It just perfectly captured her exceptional presence.
An Uber model at 18. That speaks volumes. And the turn of the millennium brought even more iconic moments, including a very special magazine cover.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
In 2000, she became only the 4th model ever to appear on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine.
That's huge.
And the publication boldly declared her the most beautiful girl in the world. That's a title that carries some serious weight,
You really can't get much more iconic than that. And Vogue's own online encyclopedia didn't hold back either.
No, they certainly didn't. In 2000, they described her as the world's hottest model and even dubbed her the Brazilian bombshell. The hype was, well, it was very, very real.
The Brazilian bombshell.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of bombshells, she played a key role in bringing back a certain fashion accessory.
Ah, yes, the Dior saddlebag. In 2000, Gisele fronted the advertising campaign for its relaunch, shot by Nick Knight.
And that campaign really worked, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's widely credited with captivating a younger audience and bringing the saddlebag right back into the fashion spotlight.
So from a small town in Brazil to being declared the most beautiful girl in the world and revitalizing a major fashion house, what an explosive start to her career. In the year 2000, it really marked the beginning of her, truly global reign.
Absolutely. In that single year, 2000, Gisele appeared on an astounding 37 international Vogue covers.
37 in 1 year.
37. Including 3 in the U.S. edition alone. That's a visual saturation that's almost hard to comprehend.
Unbelievable. Her face was absolutely everywhere. And it wasn't just magazines. She was dominating the runways, too.
For the spring 2000 Fashion Week, she opened shows for, the biggest designers across New York, Milan, and Paris. Marc Jacobs, Michael Kors, Dolce & Gabbana, Christian Dior, Valentino.
She was the model everyone wanted.
Pretty much the in-demand model of the moment. And her relationships with some of these design houses, they weren't just fleeting.
Right, like Dolce & Gabbana.
Exactly. From 1998 to 2003, Gisele was featured in 11 consecutive D&G campaigns. That's remarkable. And later, from 2006 to 2009, she became the unforgettable face of their fragrance, The One.
She was clearly more than just a model. She was like a muse for many of the industry's leaders. And then came a kind of surprising shift in her runway career.
Yeah, that definitely generated some buzz. Gisele decided to, quote, retire from the traditional runway after signing a huge, really lucrative 5-year contract with Victoria's Secret.
So focusing on their big show instead.
Exactly. A new focus on a different kind of runway, the spectacular Victoria's Secret fashion show.
And speaking of Victoria's Secret, she wore some absolutely legendary record-breaking pieces for them.
Oh, absolutely. The fantasy bras. In 2000, she wore the Red Hot Fantasy Bra, valued at a staggering $15 million.
$15 million.
Yep. It even earned a place in the Guinness World Records as the most expensive lingerie ever created.
Wow. And that wasn't the only one.
No. In 2005, she modeled the Sexy Splendor Fantasy Bra, another incredible piece worth $12.5 million.
Those price tags are just mind-boggling. It really underscores her immense value and status. And beyond Victoria's Secret, her image just kept appearing everywhere.
Precisely. Covers of W, Allure, GQ, Forbes, Marie Claire, Time, Vanity Fair, Esquire, the Pirelli calendar. Her reach was truly global and, well, multifaceted.
Okay, here's our unique situation, or maybe fun fact moment. Amidst all this success, there was that controversial Vogue cover in 2008, right?
Ah, yes, the one with LeBron James. It definitely sparked a lot of discussion.
What happened there?
Well, the cover faced criticism for how it was perceived by some. They felt it played into racial stereotypes in the way James, a powerful black athlete, was posed almost menacingly next to Gisele.
Right. It became a real talking point about representation.
It did. A powerful reminder of the complexities and the impact of visual representation, especially on such a major platform.
A potent example of the scrutiny that comes with that level of fame. Despite that controversy, though, her overall influence was just undeniable.
Totally. In 2007, Forbes recognized her widespread impact, listing her as number 53 on their list of the most powerful celebrities worldwide. That's across all industries.
So way beyond just fashion.
Exactly. It showed her mainstream recognition.
And her entrepreneurial spirit really took off too, didn't it? She had that massive success with her flip-flop line.
Oh, the Eponema line. Yes, it became a phenomenal success. Sold over 250 million pairs by 2010.
250 million pairs. That's astonishing. It speaks volumes about her global appeal and, honestly, her business sense.
From high-fashion runways to everyday footwear, she clearly had this remarkable ability to connect with consumers everywhere.
But her relationship with Victoria's Secret, despite the fantasy bras and everything, eventually ended.
Yes, in May 2007, she decided not to renew her contract. She actually talked about it later in her memoir, Lessons.
What did she say was the reason?
She shared that her decision stemmed from sort of a growing discomfort with being photographed primarily in lingerie. As she evolved personally, she wanted to move on.
Interesting. It shows that personal evolution and prioritizing her own comfort and values. But even after stepping away from VS, her power in fashion didn't really fade, did it?
Not in the slightest. In August 2008, the New York Daily News actually named her one of the most powerful people in the fashion world. Still.
Underscoring her enduring impact. So her journey through the 2000s was just this whirlwind of success. What did the next few years hold? Did she slow down?
Not really. The period from 2009 to 2011 saw her just continue to solidify her legendary status. In May 2009, the independent newspaper went so far as to call her the biggest star in fashion history.
Wow, biggest star in fashion history. That's about as definitive as it gets.
And
she remained a Vogue favorite, obviously.
Absolutely. By April 2010, she'd graced her 11th American Vogue cover. And in a move that showed she could still surprise everyone, she made the surprise appearance closing Balenciaga's 2010 show.
See? A true icon can still create a major buzz with just one appearance. And she started getting recognition beyond just fashion, right? In broader entertainment and business.
That's right. In 2011, CEO World magazine ranked her among their top accomplished women entertainers. And crucially, Forbes had already named her the world's richest supermodel way back in 2007.
Which is, a direct reflection of her immense demand and the value she brought to brands. There's even that example of her image itself being worth a lot.
Oh, the Irving Penn photo. Yes. In April 2008, a black and white photograph of Gisele taken by the legendary Irving Penn was auctioned for $193,000.
Wow, almost $200,000 for one photo. It underscores the artistic value tied to her image. And her connection with Vogue's shape issue is also pretty interesting.
Yeah, by 2010, she had appeared on more Vogue shape issue covers than any other celebrity or model. It kind of highlighted her influence in promoting, health and wellness within that fashion world.
It seems she was evolving into someone representing more than just trends. And she also started her own business with a focus on something important to her.
Sustainability, yes. In 2011, she launched her eco-friendly skincare line, Seja Pure Skincare, all natural ingredients. It was a big step in aligning her personal values with her business side.
Integrating her environmental commitment. And her magazine presence just stayed incredibly strong.
In 2011 alone, 8 Vogue covers globally, more than anyone else that year. And her July 2011 Vogue Brazil cover, the one shot in the Amazon, record-breaking sales. Over 70,000 copies.
Incredible. Speaks to her connection with Brazil and drawing attention to environmental issues. And her commercial power was huge, too. Pantene, for instance.
Oh, yeah. When she became the face for Pantene in Latin America in early 2011, sales reportedly surged by 40% in the region.
The Gisele effect in full swing. So, as we move into the 2010s, what were some key campaigns and other ventures she took on? Still in high demand.
Definitely still highly sought after. Spring 2012, she had campaigns for Versace, Givenchy, and Salvatore Ferragamo. Luxury brands still loved her versatility.
Keeping her place right at the top.
Yeah.
And she branched out beyond fashion brands, too.
Right. In 2012, she became the face of Banco do Brasil's first global ad campaign, showing that crossover appeal into, mainstream commercial markets.
From runway to banking.
Yeah.
Quite the range. And her status as a true fashion icon was being cemented in these big lists.
Indeed. April 2012, Time magazine put her on its all-time 100 fashion icons list, and Vogue itself, for its 120th anniversary in August 2012, included her among the 10 women with the most cover appearances ever.
Solidifying her place in fashion history. And her presence in Brazil was just everywhere.
You wouldn't believe it. In 2012 alone, 5,600 appearances in commercials in Brazil.
5,600. That level of visibility is almost unparalleled. And she took over from another icon for a jewelry campaign.
Yes, a real passing of the torch moment. In August 2012, she replaced Kate Moss as the face of David Yurman. By this point, her global Vogue cover count was just astronomical.
What was it then?
Already hit 120 Vogue covers by 2012, and she holds the record for Vogue Brazil covers specifically.
Wow. And the major collaborations just kept coming. Chanel, Louis Vuitton.
Yep. February 2013, face of Chanel's Le Beige makeup line. Then, for Louis Vuitton's Spring-Summer 2014 campaign, Marc Jacobs himself chose her as one of his muses, alongside people like Catherine Deneuve and Sofia Coppola.
Being a muse for Marc Jacobs, that's a huge honor. And the Pantene deal continued to be massive.
Yeah, December 2013 officially became Pantene's ambassador, deal reportedly worth $4 million a year. And she even tried her hand at music, didn't she? For charity.
That's right. Using her talents for good.
In 2013, she covered the Kinks' All Day and All of the Night for an H&M charity campaign. And in 2014, she teamed up with DJ Bob Sinclair for a cover of Blondie's Heart of Glass, again for H&M charity.
And that Blondie cover actually charted.
It did. In several European countries, showed her reach beyond just fashion.
A charting artist. Another interesting layer. And her Chanel role expanded to their most famous product.
Chanel No. 5. May 2014, she became the spokeswoman, one of the most legendary perfumes ever, a huge testament to her timeless appeal. And the magazine covers just kept coming.
It's almost hard to keep track.
It really is. First quarter of 2014 alone, 17 international Elle covers. And then she moved into athletic wear.
Right, Under Armour.
September 2014, signed a multi-year deal with them, signaled her growing influence in fitness and wellness. And back in Brazil, her TV commercial dominance was just absolute.
She was basically the face of Brazilian advertising.
For 2014 and 2015, she appeared in more TV spots in Brazil than any other celebrity. Her impact was immense. And her earnings, record-breaking, literally.
Making history again.
The 2015 Guinness World Record book officially named her the highest-earning model in the world. And that Special Tashin book celebrating her 20th year.
Sold out instantly, right?
In one day. The $700 book, celebrating 2 decades in the business, showed her devoted fan base. By this point, the sheer volume of her work was mind-blowing.
The numbers are just staggering.
By 2015, over 550 ad campaigns, 2,000 magazine covers, 3,500 editorials, 800 fashion shows, statistics of a true legend. And in 2016, she had that amazing moment at the Rio Olympics.
Oh yeah, the opening ceremony, a very special moment on a global stage in her home country.
Such a proud moment for Brazil and for her, and Forbes kept recognizing her power, didn't they?
On all sorts of lists.
Most powerful celebrities globally, world's most powerful Latino celebrities, most powerful businesswomen in Brazil. And her own ventures, like Ipanema, kept thriving.
A real entrepreneurial force.
By 2013, Ipanema sandals were selling around 25 million pairs annually, and her Under Armour partnership, a huge boost for their women's brand.
The Gisele effect, working across industries. Then in 2018, she gave us a more personal look with her book.
Lessons, My Path to a Meaningful Life, became a New York Times bestseller, resonated with a lot of people, and importantly, the proceeds went to social and environmental causes.
Using her platform for positive impact, and there have been some more recent shifts, like leaving IMG.
Yeah, February 2021 reported she left IMG after 22 years. Her twin sister Patricia took over as her manager, keeping it in the family.
A tight-knit circle.
Yeah.
But she also got involved with something that turned out, well, differently. The FTX endorsement.
Ooh, yes. In 2021, she was a paid spokesperson for the cryptocurrency exchange FTX, like a lot of celebrities. But when FTX collapsed and filed for bankruptcy in November 2022, well, it had huge consequences.
Including for her.
Yes. She reportedly had a personal stake, and she's now involved in a class action lawsuit related to promoting unregistered securities. A stark reminder of the risks.
Definitely. But she also recently revisited a big part of her past. Victoria's Secret.
Right. In 2023, after 17 years, she reunited with Victoria's Secret for their Icons campaign, alongside other former angels and big names. Kind of a nostalgic moment.
A poignant return.
Yeah.
It does feel significant. Okay, quick pause here if you're finding this deep dive into the extraordinary life of Gisele Bündchen as captivating as we do.
Which, how could you not be?
Exactly. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future explorations right here on Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast. We've still got plenty more to uncover about her public image and incredible activism.
Absolutely. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so we've covered so much about her incredible career. Let's shift focus a bit to how the public sees her. Her image has had a massive impact, especially back home in Brazil.
It really has. As early as 2000, the Brazilian magazine Capricho noted this huge surge in teenagers wanting to model, and they directly credited Gisele's rise.
She basically became the aspirational figure for a generation there.
Setting trends and inspiring so many young people. And her power, her influence, it's consistently been recognized globally, too. Yeah, by 2014, Forbes listed her as the 89th most powerful woman in the world. That highlights her reach far beyond just fashion. And Forbes Brazil called her the #2 biggest Brazilian celebrity in 2015, based on media presence and influence in Brazil.
A true icon at home and abroad. And her influence gets really specific sometimes, doesn't it? Like hair.
Yes. In a 2006 Elle survey, over half of American stylists named her as having the best hair in Hollywood. And even more specifically, a 2008 survey of plastic surgeons.
Oh, I remember hearing about this.
Right. Revealed she was the celebrity most mentioned by patients wanting work on their abs and hair, and second most for breast augmentation.
That's a very unique metric of influence. It really speaks to how her physical image became this kind of ideal. And she was always topping those most beautiful polls.
A regular fixture. Vanity Fair's World's Most Beautiful poll in 2009, she was #2. 2011, her physique was named the most desired female body in the annual famed Hottest Looks survey. And she was one of only 3 women to make AskMen.com's Most Desirable Women list for 10 years straight.
10 years? That kind of sustained recognition is incredible. And within Brazil, her influence stayed strong across the board.
Consistently high on Forbes Brazil's list of the 100 most influential Brazilians. Vogue Italia even called her the King Midas of fashion in 2012.
The King Midas touch.
Yeah, basically acknowledging her incredibly positive impact on the brand she worked with. It seemed like everything she touched turned to gold for them.
And she also took part in projects that were maybe less about fashion and more about social issues.
Definitely. In 2016, she was part of a documentary called The Beginning of Life, exploring early childhood development. Showed her engagement with important issues beyond the runway.
A commitment to using her platform for, meaningful conversations. Now let's shift to something really admirable. Her philanthropy. She's been involved in so many causes.
Yeah, since the early 2000s, really, her focus increasingly turned to social and environmental causes. She's been a strong supporter of the breast cancer campaign, for example, really pushing education about self-exams.
Such a vital cause.
Yeah.
And she's made some big financial contributions, too.
She donated $150,000 to Brazil's Zero Hunger program, a huge commitment to tackling food insecurity back home. And she's used her creativity to raise funds.
How so?
She designed a limited edition necklace for Harper's Bazaar benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. She auctioned an autographed iPod with her playlist for Music Rising, helping musicians hit by hurricanes. And she got involved with big global initiatives like Product Red.
Right, partnering with those major campaigns.
She became the face of the American Express Product Red Card back in '06, helping fund HIV/AIDS support in Africa. Participated in the I Am African campaign. And in 2009, she appeared on 30 international Ella covers wearing Product Red clothing to boost awareness.
30 covers. That's a serious commitment. And she started her own foundation.
The Luz Foundation, in 2007, focused on empowering girls, building self-esteem. She also auctioned diamonds in 2008 for the Diamond Empowerment Fund, supporting education in diamond-producing countries.
Diversifying her efforts. And when the earthquake hit Haiti in 2010...
she made a huge personal donation. $1.5 million to the Red Cross for Haiti relief, one of the top celebrity donors that year.
A massive act of generosity. She's also worked with some very prominent figures.
Yeah, like Bill Clinton. She joined an event with him supporting a Pantene partnership with the Children's Safe Drinking Water Program. And she designed a SIG water bottle with proceeds going to WaterCan NGO.
Always finding ways to connect her work to giving back. During the pandemic.
She really stepped up. Started the Liz Alliance Fund with the Brazil Foundation, donated significantly herself to support vulnerable families in Brazil, and she teamed up with Tom Brady and Wheels Up
for Feeding America, right?
To donate an astounding 10 million meals. Plus, she participated in the All In Challenge, offering a photo shoot experience to raise money for food insecurity. Her commitment is just fundamental to who she is.
It certainly seems so. Now, let's dive into another area of huge passion for her, her environmental work. That feels really genuine and long-standing.
It absolutely is. Her commitment really ramped up after a visit to an Amerindian tribe in 2004. She saw the impact of pollution and deforestation firsthand, and it was transformative for her.
A personal connection driving her advocacy.
Yeah, since then she's actively supported forest and water projects, especially in the Amazon and Atlantic forest. She's used her platform in symbolic ways, too.
Like the WWF t-shirt.
Exactly. Signing a Hotter Than I Should Be t-shirt for a WWF auction in 2007 for climate change awareness. In 2008, she launched Progetto Agua Limpa, the Clean Water Project, in her own hometown.
Taking direct action locally. And her impact on reforestation is pretty amazing.
Following that 2008 American photo cover, 1 million trees were planted in her name in the Brazilian Atlantic forest. 1 million.
Incredible. And she partnered with major environmental groups.
Co-hosted the Rainforest Alliance Gala in 2009, won the Global Environmental Citizen Award in 2011, named Greenest Celebrity at the International Green Awards the same year. And her Ipanema sandals connect back too. She donates a portion of the proceeds to environmental charities every year, supported sea turtle conservation with the Tamar Project, planted trees at the Green Nation Fest.
Just constantly involved.
Yeah.
And her work with the UN.
Participated in several UN campaigns against climate change and food waste, promotes Earth Hour, joined the Rainforest Alliance Board in 2014.
A deep, multifaceted commitment. And that led to a formal role with the UN, right?
Yes, a huge recognition. In 2014, appointed Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, gave her an even bigger global platform for advocacy.
And she's used documentaries to spread the message, too.
Joined Years of Living Dangerously as a correspondent in 2016, participated in the Wild for Life campaign against illegal wildlife trafficking, and more recently, she executive produced a film.
Right. Kiss the Ground.
Yeah, the 2019 documentary about regenerative agriculture as a climate solution. And for her 40th birthday, she launched the Viva a Vida initiative, donating funds to plant 40,000 trees. Her dedication is just unwavering.
Truly inspiring. And her Goodwill Ambassador work wasn't just UNEP, was it? She did work with Goodwill Industries, too.
That's right. Before the UNEP role, back in 2008, she served Thanksgiving dinner to job trainees at Goodwill Industries International, showing that commitment to community empowerment.
So her official designation came in 2009.
For UNEP, yes. And in 2012, she made her first visit to Africa as Goodwill Ambassador, focusing on energy poverty. She also planted the first of 50,000 trees in Rio that year. Her work has taken her all over, addressing really critical global challenges.
Genuinely dedicated to making a difference. Okay, let's touch briefly on her personal life, which has obviously drawn a lot of public interest. The relationship with Leonardo DiCaprio, for instance.
It did. From 2000 to 2005, very high profile, People magazine's Most Beautiful Couples list in 2004. But she's spoken openly about needing personal growth, self-discovery, which led to them splitting.
A period of self-reflection. And then, of course, Tom Brady.
Started dating in December 2006, introduced by a friend. Married in 2009, couple of ceremonies. They have 2 children together, son born 2009, daughter 2012. And she was stepmother to Brady's first son. But after 13 years, they finalized their divorce in October 2022.
A major chapter closing. And more recently, she's in a new relationship.
Since June 2023, yeah. With Joaquim Valente, her jiu-jitsu instructor. They reportedly met through her training. And exciting news recently.
They had a baby.
Yes. Announced she was expecting in October 2024 and welcomed their son in February 2025, her 3rd child, first with Valente.
A new family dynamic. And speaking of her personal practices, she focuses a lot on well-being.
Practices transcendental meditation, follows a primarily plant-based diet with her family, prioritizes health, and she's really embraced martial arts.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right?
Yep. Started training in December 2021 with the Valente brothers. Achieved her purple belt in December 2023. Shows real dedication.
Quite an accomplishment. Now, turning to her financial success, it's been staggering. Consistently ranked among the highest earners for years.
Absolutely. Forbes' World's 100 Most Powerful Women, top accomplished women entertainers. She and Brady were the world's highest paid celebrity couple in 2011. Forbes always ranked her as one of the most powerful women in fashion.
And that incredible run as the top-earning model.
15 consecutive years, from 2002 to 2017. She did once dispute Forbes' specific numbers, mentioned an IRS audit, but her massive success is undeniable.
A testament to her lasting appeal.
Yeah.
And her family's been deeply involved in managing her career.
Very much so. 5 sisters, several involved. Her twin sister Patricia has been her manager. Others helped with legal, website, accounting, a real family affair.
Strong support system, and she holds some interesting spiritual beliefs, too.
Reportedly believes in astrology, manifestation, even aspects of witchcraft. And apparently, according to Tom Brady, she successfully predicted his Super Bowl outcomes using these methods.
Fascinating. A glimpse into her personal side. Okay, before we wrap up, just a quick mention of her film and music work.
Had supporting roles in Taxi back in 2004 and The Devil Wears Prada in 2006. Executive produced that environmental cartoon Gisele and the Green Team. Appeared in Years of Living Dangerously. And of course, those charity singles, All Day and All of the Night and Heart of Glass.
A diverse range of creative projects. And finally, she's received quite a few awards and honors over the years.
Early on, Model of the Year awards in 98 and 99, Teen Choice nomination for Taxi, and importantly, awards for her philanthropy and environmental work, like the Global Citizen Award from Harvard Medical School and the Best Green International Celebrity Award, both in 2011.
So wrapping this all up, what does it really mean? Gisele Bündchen's story, it's just so much richer than magazine covers and runways, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a compelling journey of transformation. From a volleyball hopeful to a global fashion force, a dedicated environmental advocate, and, a sharp businesswoman with this real sense of purpose.
From facing all those rejections early on to becoming one of the most recognizable faces on Earth, her resilience is just undeniable. And her shift into philanthropy and environmental work shows such a deep commitment to making a difference way beyond fashion.
This deep dive really reveals a multifaceted, inspiring person who's consistently used her huge platform to champion causes she truly believes in. She's left a massive mark on fashion and the wider world stage.
We sincerely hope this exploration has sparked some new insights for you listening. What aspects of Gisele's incredible journey stood out most to you? What other stories might be hiding beneath the surface of the figures we see all the time?
Yeah, what do you think?
And here's a final thought to ponder. In a world that often focuses so much on external appearances, Gisele Bündchen's evolution is, I think, a powerful reminder. A reminder of the impact we can all make when we use our influence, whatever our platform looks like, for something greater than ourselves. What meaningful impact can each of us strive to create?